reassurances on rescuing victims of recent kidnap across some states in Nigeria.
Security in the Federal Capital Territory takes center stage as Senate engages Minister and Commissioner of Police.
House of Representatives to investigate arbitrary hike in cement price.
Two biggest manufacturers are holding Nigerians to ransom. They bought government companies from Sokoto Cement to Benue Cement. They are all government properties.
Good morning, Nigeria. Today, we shall focus on reopening of borders.
President Bola Tinubu has directed the opening of Nigeria's land and air borders with the Republic of Niger and the lifting of other sanctions against the country with immediate effect.
Absolutely, and this directive is in compliance with the decisions of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Government at its extraordinary summit on February 24, 2024 in Abuja.
Now, you will recall that at the end of the meeting, ECOWAS leaders had agreed to lift economic sanctions against Niger, Guinea, and Mali. Prior to that, the founding father of ECOWAS, General Yakubu Gowon, had also waded in asking the authority of heads of states and government to offer the regional bloc to consider immediate lifting of sanctions on Niger to pave way for further engagements with the military junta in that country.
Indeed, Victor, and you would also remember that in an unprecedented twist of events, the three West African countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger announced their immediate withdrawal from ECOWAS earlier in January, citing multiple grievances, including the imposition of coup-related sanctions and alleging that ECOWAS had failed to live up to the vision of its founding fathers.
Quite true. These and more developments in nearly 50 years of the existence of the regional bloc had sparked reactions, with many worried it might send a wrong signal and heighten political and economic instability in the already fragile Sahel region.
Well, expectedly, Victor, reactions are trailing the decision of President Bola Tinubu to lift these sanctions by restoring electricity and unfreezing Niger's assets. The 15-nation regional bloc was established on May 28, 1975, with the set goal of promoting cooperation and integration in order to raise the living standard of its people and enhance economic stability in the region.
But it isn't the best of times for ECOWAS, you will agree.
Yes.
And the three countries, by the way, following a demand from the regional bloc that the countries return to civilian rule after military coups in Mali in 2020, Burkina Faso in 2022, and Niger in July 2023. Now, with the lifting of these sanctions on Niger, what next for the ECOWAS? Now, this is our focus on Good Morning Nigeria today. Welcome to the program. I am Victor Azu.
I know, Victor, incidentally, Nigeria is the first country to publicly announce the implementation of the sanctions lifting decision, and the juntas of the three countries have not yet publicly commented on ECOWAS' decision to lift the sanctions. I am Jumma Yusuf. Thanks for joining us. We're reaching you live on the network service of the NTA. We'll soon have our usual newspaper review, but first, let's get the highlights of the morning news with Olajide Bello. Good morning, Olajide.
Good morning, Jumai. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to the morning news. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, is reassuring Nigerians, particularly the affected families, that security agencies with specific instructions from the President are working assiduously towards the rescue of the recent kidnapped victims across some states in Nigeria. This was part of the outcomes of the FEC meeting this Wednesday at the State House.
His directive to the security agencies and the Ministry of Defense to ensure that those our kids that have been abducted by these criminal gangs are brought back to their homes safely. And Mr. President has also reiterated his zero tolerance for the payment of ransom.
Improving security for the well-being of residents of the Federal Capital Territory took center stage at the Senate during plenary as the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and the Commissioner of Police met with the lawmakers. The meeting was held behind closed doors.
Two most wanted notorious kidnappers, we have gotten them. And that's why you see the level of kidnapping has reduced. So we are not saying that we have gotten to where we want to be, but we're doing a lot. And people must acknowledge that what used to be is not what we are seeing now. And we'll continue to say, we'll continue to do our best by providing the best for our people.
FCT is bounded by 4 states that are crime prone. So we know, and we know deterrence. Even though the terrains are very hard, but we have dominated the bushes. And we have used a lot of intelligence.
The price of cement in the country today is going through the roof at a time when many Nigerians are struggling to keep a roof over their heads. Lawmakers in the Green Chambers say this is totally unacceptable considering that the raw materials for the manufacturing of cement are sourced locally. To this end, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the arbitrary hike in the price of cement by cement manufacturers in the country.
Price of the product, whose cost of production has not changed significantly since last year. The issue of cement is that of monopoly. The two biggest manufacturers are holding Nigerians to ransom. They bought government companies from Sokoto Cement to Benue Cement, are all government properties.
As part of efforts to boost food production and stabilize prices, the Central Bank of Nigeria says it's allocating 2.15 million bags of fertilizer worth 100 billion naira to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for onward distribution to farmers. Central Bank Governor Olayemi Kadoso disclosed these at a meeting with the Minister of Agriculture in Abuja.
In alignment with our strategic shift towards focusing on our fundamental mandate, the CBN has veered away from direct quasi-fiscal interventions and transitioned towards leveraging conventional monetary policy tools for executing monetary policies effectively.
The newly inaugurated commissioners of the National Population Commission have promised to support the cause to generate credible census data that will meet global best practices and aid national planning. The commissioners spoke after the chairman of the NPC, Nasiri Sakwara, briefed them on the latest as regards the proposed national headcounts and other activities of the commission.
In 2006, there wasn't a digital census that was taken. We're now in the process of finalizing our instruments. The apps that we're using, they are all things that we continuously improve upon.
So for us today, is we're happy to be here, to be sworn in today, to have the legal powers to work. We are assuring the chairman that today all of us will do our best to ensure that our mandate is sustained.
Out of the 18 new federal commissioners of the commission, 8 have been reappointed for a second term in office. And that's the news for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues after this break with Victor and Jimmy.